light is on. We're going to bring this meeting back to order.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Queen Anne's County Commissioners meeting. This is a public meeting that is being aired live on our local cable television station, QACTV 7. These media broadcasts provide county citizens an opportunity to watch and review our scheduled public meetings. In addition to our live audience this evening, we are providing remote options for citizens to watch and participate in county commissioner meetings. Citizens may watch our meeting live on our website at qac.org/live or on our public access governmental television channel provided by Breezeline Cable Services. Citizens may also participate by joining the live Zoom meeting by going to qac.org/public comment, and citizens may also email comments directly to the commissioners here at publiccomment@qac.org. Comments received will be summarized during the press and public comment period on tonight's agenda. We acknowledge everyone's participation, and by attending, you acknowledge that this session is both recorded and aired. Press and public comment will be taken and is limited to 3 minutes per person. If you do care to speak, please sign up at the information table in our lobby. We will now stand and be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by Commission President Jim Moran.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Commissioners, the agenda for today's meeting, March the 24th, along with the regular session minutes, the closed session minutes from the March 10th meeting have been circulated for review. Do we have any additions or corrections?
Yes, wanted to make a motion to add 2 additional action items to the agenda tonight.
Second.
A motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
And
Thank
would
you,
like to
Commissioner.
make a motion to accept the agenda as amended and the minutes as submitted.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. Okay, so we just had a closed session under the General Provisions Article, Section 3305B1 for boards and commissions, and Section 3305B7 to consult with counsel. Then we have some board appointments to make first.
Yep. So for the Council for Children and Youth, I move to reappoint Doug Bishop, Doreen Fassett, and Stacy Woodworth, whose terms will run till 12/31 of 2026, and then appoint Nicole Chase Powell, Joan Taylor, Colleen Williams, Dinera Murga, and Melissa Lujan to terms that will expire on 12/31 of 2027.
Second. Have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
And if I butchered their names, I apologize.
Okay, you have that other motion for the...
Yeah. I move to rescind the decision to donate funds to the Maryland State Firefighters Association for the presidential campaign of Billy Faust.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Would you like to explain that, what we're doing?
Yeah, I messed up.
Okay, well, no, you just...
So, I made a mistake and with that, and I made a motion to support, the Sudlersville Billy Faust, who is going to be the president of the Maryland State Fires Association, and I should not have done that.
Very good. Thank you, Patrick. All right, moving on.
Okay,
All in favor?
I'm sorry. No further discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
We're not used to making mistakes.
all right, Commissioners, thank you very much. Next we have press and public comment.
Okay, and first on our list, Ms. Cooney.
Oh, we got somebody?
We got 3 or 4.
All right, we appreciate all citizens for taking time to express views to the county commissioners. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per person. Comments longer than 3 minutes can be submitted in writing. This commission respects your desire and right to convey your message freely. When you come forward, please speak clearly at the standing microphone, state your name, your address, and your topic of interest. And in keeping with the dignity of our office, we ask that all views be expressed in a respectful and civil manner.
May I start?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, Commissioners. I'm here today to talk about a new campaign that Plastic Free QAC are taking on. I think you'll like it. But first, I just want to say thank you for the bags. I mean, they're going like hotcakes. People love them. They're so pretty. And, you know, we're distributing everywhere, and it's really a big success. So thank you. So a new campaign that we have decided to take on is we make these frames and we're going to give out to restaurants. Basically, we're asking them to skip the stuff. And that means when you do a takeout, you don't need all the stuff they put in, all the plastic forks and spoons and napkins and straws, because most of the time, about 95% of the time, you take it home. So you put it in a drawer because you feel guilty about throwing it out, and you think, oh, maybe I'll use it in the future, and you never do. So we're asking them to simply skip the stuff, unless people want it, unless people are going to eat it in the car or have a picnic or something like that. So I'm going to give you each of these, each one a frame, so you can give it to your favorite restaurant, because we're trying to hit all of them, and it's a lot of work. So I'm going to give it to you, Stephanie, and maybe you can distribute it. So I have my partner in crime, Brenda. She's with the high school, and they're signing on to this. They are partners in this project. So I think it's a win-win situation. Look at that. I haven't been in a half minute.
Hi, I'm Brenda Peterson, and I've been working with Plastic Free QAC. And I also work with the National Honor Society. I'm next year's president, and I am the leader of the Environmental Advocates Subcommittee. And we support this too. We've even talked to Mr. Hazy at the high school ourselves, and all of my classes have been worried about this. Everyone I've spoken to, I did a survey throughout everyone in each of the environmental science classes, the AP environmental science classes, and so shockingly, I didn't even expect this, got 100%, everyone was on board. They were like, we don't need those extra things. And the biggest issue with this is the convenience. People love the convenience of having these extra things, and so the only problem people can think of is that adjustment period, people knowing they need to request it. But this helps the business, this helps the consumer, and helps the environment. How many times have you driven on the road and seen napkins flying, seen those plastic forks, everything just out and about in our beautiful county? I mean, look outside, the trees are blossoming, everything's beautiful. You don't want to see trash everywhere. And this is such an easy fix. This not only helps the business because this is a net profit, the amount of times that they will not have to buy these huge bulk shipments, because they're 75%, I think, Food and Wine.org stated are meals taken off the premise, which means these meals are taken home. So that is so much less orders of these bulk items that these restaurants do not need. You can still request it. It's not a mandate. It's not necessary. It's just, if you don't need it, you don't have to harm the planet and get it. And if you do, you do. It helps all of our ecological footprints one by one. It helps these restaurants keep down their net cost in our area so these local businesses can help thrive. And on a bigger scale, it's the first implementation of an ideology we all need to work on, where we don't just need that convenience. We need to really think about what's around us, the future generations. My entire APES program was behind this idea. We all want to help the environment. We don't know where to start. This is one little thing we can all do where we can still get what we need, but if we don't need it, we can just say, skip the stuff.
Thank you.
She had me at when she introduced herself.
Yep. Great job.
Congratulations, good job. Boy, there's no replacing passion. If you want to get a camera shot for for the bags you were referencing earlier.
There we go. Yep, there you go.
Go ahead, do a plug for it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And you keep that bag. You keep that bag.
Make sure to bring these into grocery stores.
Next up is Shelley Grosswade.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon. I'm Shelley Grosswade with Bay Crossing Consulting, and I am pleased to be here this evening to present a summary of our Catalyst Q program that was administered by Bay Crossing Consulting. I think I'm making a presentation with Heather
Yeah, and I think you can just wrap it all up into that if you want to.
from here. Or when,
I
okay.
would do it when you do the presentation.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's all that signed up. Would anybody else like to speak? Seeing none, we'll close press and public comment.
All right, Commissioners, next on the agenda is legislation. So if you want to turn to tab number 7. Tab number 7, item 1, pages 1 through 7. This is a citizen-sponsored text amendment 2512 for the Gunston School. This is a growth allocation non-adjacency alternative standard. This amendment was introduced by the Commissioners on December 9th. It was conceptually approved and forwarded to the Critical Area Commission and the Planning Commission for review. The CAC has approved this ordinance, and now the Commissioners, the next action is to schedule and hold a public hearing prior to voting on this amendment to Section 14-1 of the County Code. So the action tonight is to,
Yeah, motion
Acknowledge
to
and
move to
schedule.
the, to have a public hearing?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
all right, thank you, Commissioners. Item 2, on pages 8 through 10, this is County Ordinance Number 2601, a bill entitled An Act Concerning Traffic Control Signal Monitoring Systems, Red Light Cameras in Queen Anne's County, and this is eligible for a vote tonight, if you so choose.
We're going to defer both these, right?
Yeah, we don't have to table them. I just, we take no action. We have some amendments to work through, and bring them back in a couple weeks with the amendments. And then if we so choose to have another hearing, we'll decide then.
Okay. Was that for both ordinances, County Ordinance
Yeah.
2601 and 2602? The second bill was for speed monitoring systems in Queen Anne's County. So one is for red lights and one is for speed monitoring systems. So is that motion for both?
Yes, for both. Yes.
Okay.
Just so people know, we've received some feedback on both of these ordinance following the hearing from the last meeting. So we're trying to take those into consideration with potential amendments so that we can have a vote on it reflecting the input we got from the public.
And we do have some public comment that came in via email. That'll be read in.
Want to read it now?
Let's read it in now because when it comes back amended, they may have further public comment. So, yeah.
All right.
And Bruce, do it with a Rodney Dangerfield voice, if you could.
No respect in this county. All right, our first comment is going to come from Elizabeth Stratter. She is in support of both of the ordinances. Good morning. I would like to add my appreciation and approval for the consideration of speed cameras in school zones as well as red light cameras. I will include residential areas as well, as we have communities in the county like mine and Marling Farms that have children and adults walking and biking, being out in the yards, and folks do not observe the speed limit, residents and business traffic alike. The posted speed limits in these communities should help provide a safety net. However, it is my experience in many places that posted speed limits are not observed. I could add more about safety, being passed in the community, etc. If there is more relevant place for those, please let me know. Thank you for your time. Our second comment comes from Sharon Newsback, who is against 2602. I'm hoping for a no vote on speed cameras off Route 8. From last meeting, it looks like you all are going to vote for it. I figured I would still let you know I'm against speed cameras. And that's all I have.
All right. Thank you, Bruce. Commissioners, that's all we have for legislation this evening. We can move into the presentations portion of tonight's agenda.
Before we do, I just want to make a clarification for those who didn't see the hearing last time, just so people understand the issue with the speed camera. It's not just sort of speed cameras anywhere in the county. It's speed cameras Monday through Friday in school zones to catch people who are doing more than 12 miles over the speed limit. That's it.
Right.
So people understand. I think there was some misconception. People thought there were speed cameras everywhere. It's just don't speed around kids in school buses is kind of the idea behind it. Sorry about that.
No.
And only adopted onto state roads, still, the county roads still don't have.
Right.
From the state, we don't have the permission to move forward with them, so.
Okay. Any other comments, Commissioners? All right. All right, so we have presentations next. So tab number 6, item 1, pages 1 through 33. We have Ms. Heather Tonelli, our Director of Economic Development and Tourism, for her departmental update. So, and her presentation is also up on the screen as well for our viewing audience. So Heather, you want to bring your team up?
I'll stand over here. Sure.
All right, welcome.
I promise we'll keep it within the 10
Wow.
minutes.
This is the brain trust of the county. We are so blessed.
Can you say intimidating?
Yeah. Do you all want to sit up here and we'll sit down there?
Take a motion, we take a recess?
Commissioners, thank you so much for your time today. We are here to give you an annual update from the Queen Anne's County Economic and Tourism Development Team. As you all know, but for public's information, we manage economic and tourism development for the county and also have a focus on workforce and community development. Our team staffs the Economic Development Commission, the Economic Development Incentive Fund, the Travel and Tourism Advisory Commission, the Historic Sites Consortium, and the A&E District monthly meetings. I did list our whole team there. The only reason why I'm on top is there wasn't enough room to stretch out to get us all in there, I promise.
Right.
We have 4 full-time and 2 part-time staff. All of them work really hard in moving forward the objectives and focus for the county. And you'll hear from them today, some of them today. I just wanted to point out a few stats when looking at our economic focus or scorecard for 2025, and then point out a few things that are new in 2026, some information that we just got. When looking at our unemployment rate, which we check as frequently as possible, the last posted rate was at 2.9%, which was for December. We have consistently, at least over the last 3 years, remained the second lowest in the state. So that's a good thing. It's good and bad. It means that we have low unemployment, but also means that there's not a lot of people within our community that are looking for jobs because they are gainfully employed, which is a good thing. Deals closed last year. We participated in about $22 million in deals that were closed. And currently in process, we have about $86.1 million deals that we are working with in conjunction with companies and lenders. There's a couple big ones in there, and so that's why the number's so high, and we'll continue to work on those. We expect that a good portion of that will close in 2026, calendar year 2026. When looking back at last year, we saw about $100 million in commercial property investment and about a 10% increase in the commercial property tax value. One stat that I did want to point out that we saw this year was gross domestic product is about 2 years behind when you get to see what that is, but it is something we track closely. If you remember when we were coming out of the pandemic, we saw the greatest growth in the county, in the state, our county did. And over the years since that 2021 growth that we saw, we've seen consistent growth, and this year, or in 2024, we saw $2.8 billion, or an 8% increase, and that is the third highest in the state. The only ones that were higher were Wycomico at 8.6 and Somerset at 13%. So I felt pretty good about that. When we looked at why we saw that increase, you can see the stats in your presentation. These are some of the growth that we saw in different industries. I need to look more into what was behind the finance and insurance growth, significant growth, but that was pretty great. And the last thing I wanted to share before I moved it over to Debbie is the objectives of the Economic Development Commission. They had a strategic plan in 2025, and what you'll see from that is the objectives of the commission as well as our staff don't just focus on tax growth and job creation, although those are important. It's really a holistic look at community development, a sense of community, looking at quality workforce, housing, and transportation, and of course tourism and economic development, business growth, and attraction. So we're just starting to get into that. We have subcommittees that are really working hard to move some of those things forward. We have 5 years to make progress, and we're already seeing some movement. Next, I wanted to hand it over to Debbie Gill, our Economic Development Coordinator. She's new to the team. She started in July 1, and just to give you a brief update on some of the projects we're working on.
Thank you. The first one I want to talk about is our Catalyst Q program that we're going to actually be speaking about later, and so I'm not going to steal their thunder, but I wanted to just let you know that we partnered with Bay Crossing Consultants, the Maryland Small Business Development Center, Chesapeake College, to bring this cohort this year. This is their second year of doing this, different program this year, but it is the second time they've done this program. It's a 12-week program. They met with consultants and mentors and all those things, and to just talk about how to grow their business and how to get money for their business and legal challenges and all of that. That was funded by the Community Reinvestment Repair Fund and our LMB. So we're very thankful for that program, and you'll be hearing from them soon. They're graduating this evening. We do hope to have another session of that later this year. We also worked with the town of Sudlersville recently and adopted their economic strategy. That'll allow them now, and we're going to work with them to get their sustainable community designation. That opens up a big pot of money with the state to do different projects that they can do, such as the Maryland Facade Improvement Program, where they'll redo exteriors of the existing businesses there and kind of try to incentivize new growth in the town. So that's just one of the benefits. So we're excited about that, and I think they are as well. We just finished up our micro ag grant application process. We reviewed those, thankfully, with Jenny Rhodes and Lee Bridgman with the Maryland Extension Office. They helped us with those, and going through, I think we got like 28 applications. So it was really a great process and took us a little bit of time. That is funded through the partnership of Upper Shore Regional Council, and a huge thank you to our commissioners for matching those funds. That's fantastic. We're funding 21 projects, either in full or partially with those funds. And I just wanted to share a couple really neat ones with you. One is they're purchasing a no-till drill for a farmer here in the county. And basically what that does is, instead of going in and tilling up the property and then the land, and it actually drills a hole, puts the seed in the hole, and it doesn't disturb the soil there, which helps everything with, water retention, that sort of thing, as well as not killing the earthworms, which are super important. We have a small flower farm here that we're purchasing they're purchasing compound microscopes to kind of look at the different insects and different funguses and that sort of thing that might be growing in their fields. And then they want to help educate the community about those things. And another one that's really neat is we're helping replace there's two pedestrian bridges on trails at the Tuckahoe Equestrian Center that currently do not support the weight of the horses. So those riders have to go out into the main road instead of staying on the trails. So they're going to be building two new bridges that will also support horses, bikers, hikers, everybody will be on the same trail. Nobody's going to get run over. That's a good thing. And I guess the last thing I want to talk about, and we're really excited about this, we are in the process of getting a MOU signed with a Small Business Development Center, where we'll have an on-site person, representative from the Small Business Development Center here in our office once a week, to meet with small businesses, to kind of like go over, they provide one-on-one free consults for small businesses. So we're really looking forward to that. We're going to try and do some programming and that sort of thing. So
Now I'm going to hand it over to April Plummer, our Destination Marketing Administrator.
So I just have a couple of tourism stats to share with you to start. So our hotel tax increased 3% from FY24 to FY25. And we had an increase in visitors. This is 2024 stats, a 3.8% increase in spending and a 2.7% increase in visitors. 2025 stats aren't out yet, but it looks great, and we expect increases in both again. And then we had visitors from 14 countries that visited the Chesapeake Heritage and Visitor Center. And our shoulder season video that we put out, you can see a screenshot up there, reached almost 1 million views, so that did really well for us. 2025 visitation, we have some of those numbers already. So you can see on the left that there's a heat map of kind of where our visitors come from that are near us. So the DC, Northern Virginia area. And then they spend an average of 4 days in 2025 here and a daily time average of 307 minutes, which is great. Then if you remove the heat map on the left and look at the one on the right, you can see that circle is open and it shows a few more of the hubs that come into play. You can see New York, New Jersey, Virginia Beach, and you can even see like Chicago, Atlanta, and some of the airport hubs that come into the county through the year. This Mobile Visitor Center is a project that we were awarded grant funding from the EDA and OTD pass-through grant. So this is the trailer that we ended up getting. We partnered with Parks, and they're helping us maintain the trailer and do the setup, so that's been great for us. Here's the outside of it, and this is what it looks like when it's folded down into a stage. So this will make rounds this year at some of the events, and you'll see this out and about. The Shore Pours Tour is another project. So this was another grant that we were awarded. It's the Maryland Alcohol Manufacturing Promotion Fund, or the MAP Fund. So this came through OTD through some of the tax sales money that funds that. And we were awarded for the Shore Pours Tour, which involves all of our breweries, wineries, and distilleries are all participating. It tells an overall story in a video, which will be the main attraction piece to bring web traffic in. And then there's going to be podcasts that allow the people behind the businesses to tell their story and what makes them all great and different. And then we're going to connect that to the visitors and then do a retention campaign towards the end of this year. And there's an educational component that's fulfilled within that grant. Our spring summer campaign is launching in the next 2 weeks. This will start to roll out, and it'll roll out through the summer. We had Schoolhouse Farmhouse do the creatives for this, and Casey worked hard on this project as well. This video doesn't play. You'll have to come back to our socials for a sneak peek in 2 weeks, but I got you just a few thumbnails that you can see. So that's kind of the fishing one. We have a crabs focused, and then an overnight stay with the views that we highlighted. So thank you for your time. I'm going to pass it over to Penny.
Wow. Well, the Queen Anne's County Maryland 250 Committee has 20 active members. We meet monthly. Our first event was March 7th at Historic Christ Church. It was Music of a New Nation, which was a very cool colonial performance. We received a $15,000 grant from the Maryland 250 Commission to promote Queen Anne's County Maryland 250 Historic Trail. So I'm working on the brochure now, which will guide people to the various historic sites. But also, it's helping to fund 2 events. One is the expanded 4th of July event here in Centerville. We're working with Queen Anne's County Historical Society, who has brought in Mary Margaret to help since she had started the declaration reading. And the other is a Sudlersville Vintage Baseball Showdown. October 10th, which is the birth month of Jimmy Fox. Because July 8th, let me move along here. Because July 8th, 1776 was the actual date that the Declaration of Independence was first read in Philadelphia, there's a national initiative called Sharing the Spirit of America, where people from across the nation are going to gather and celebrate and read the Declaration at 6 p.m. on the 8th. So Queenstown has volunteered to do this at the Colonial Courthouse there. So more to come on that. Some really exciting news is that the American Discovery 250 relay will run from San Francisco to Delaware, carrying a copy of the Declaration of Independence. And they're coming through Kent Island and Queenstown. More information on that. We'd like to join some runners here, so we'll have more information available. Our upcoming Queen Anne's County Maryland 250 event is this Saturday at Cult Classic Brewing. It's called Revolutionary Spirits, And it's a screener of part of the Ken Burns documentary, The American Revolution. And then afterwards, we're going to have a talk on the role of taverns in the Revolution.
I know what role they played.
Well, actually, the woman who's giving the talk has named it Drinking and Thinking, so. On Saturday, May 16th, the Ken Island Heritage Society is hosting Ken Island Day with the Maryland 250 theme. And then with the Historic Sites Consortium, the first Saturdays open on Kent Island, April 2nd, and they open throughout the rest of the county on Saturday, May 2nd. There's going to be more information on our website and on social media. Historic Stevensville Arts and Entertainment District, we have a new board chair named Tom Brady, not the football player. And we have 10 members serving on the board. The district's signature event, Arttoberfest, was a huge success last year after a hiatus the year before, thanks to Parks and Rec, who's taken over managing the event with the help of the board. So the next event is Saturday, October 3rd. Lastly, we're looking at creating a community engagement event in historic Stevensville in the spring of 2027 to engage business people living and working both in Stevensville and outside. And that pretty much wraps it up.
I'll keep mine as brief as possible. The workforce development end, you'll see up on the screen, it's a 2-page piece that I'm going to give you a couple highlights there. Before I highlight a few of the things you see, I just wanted to point out a few, like I consider 4 components that have really come from a lot of these things. And one is that we continue to build new partnerships between local businesses and the school system, as well as strengthen the partnerships that were already in place. The career coaches are truly the contact person at the schools now for career programs. That's something we know we really needed for a long time ago. And then there's a new middle school career coach now that just started in January. So she's managing all the things that are happening in the middle schools. And then career coaches are now what I consider a regular part of staff in the high schools. And they have regular programs that everybody's expecting to see every year that are getting stronger, even the last couple of years. So on this slide here, it's focusing on the career programs. I just wanted to point out the senior career unit for all seniors just started last year. It's an awesome opportunity we have 61 businesses come in. All the seniors in their senior English class have a unit that the career coaches do with the English teacher. And we bring in 61 businesses this year. They work on resume writing. They end up with their resume. They have career assessment updates. Businesses do mock interviews, they do networking with the businesses, and then business presentations. That's just a piece of the whole unit. So that's become part of the curriculum for senior English, which is a big deal. 25% increase in the number of career building internships just from last year to this year. We're focusing really clearly on that the internships have to be career-based. They're really looking for what students are looking to do in the future. And there's a formal curriculum that the career coaches manage for each of the internships. Virtual reality, I'll mention that quickly. Through the grant we had done through Upper Shore Regional Council and your approval, which has made a lot of this all happen, I'm able to make it happen. They have been able to, we purchased virtual reality goggles, and that's been really popular and helpful in the middle schools and also the high schools. We had 492 middle school students using them last year, 102 high school students. It's really key in this world, in technology. We don't realize just how much in the work world today, the virtual reality piece and the skills involved with virtual reality are big. And so it's giving these kids an opportunity to experience that and also learn skills that might help them figure out what career they want to be in or not want to be in. On the career awareness events, I'm just going to point out one quickly. That the sophomore career awareness event, it's our 3rd annual. This year we had 32 businesses there, 352 sophomores, 23 instructors from the college. The main point of this is helping students learn about careers they may or may not have known about, to help figure out they can't choose what they don't know about. So the more they learn and see, and then I bring businesses in now to team up with the instructors at the college to show not only what's involved in this career and how to get involved, but then if you do it, here are some actual job opportunities in our area with our local businesses, so they can see the connection very clearly. And And then under this is a form that I use for lots of places to help everyone know what the different programs are that we have going on. A lot of the ones I mentioned, there's tons more. I could talk for another half hour, but I know not to do that. I'm trying to talk fast. And I'm good at that too. Our last week, we did our first construction trades roundtable. It went very well. We had 49 participants who'd signed up, which is a good amount because we had people from carpentry, masonry, HVAC, electrical, architecture, engineering, and a few others. Dr. Coppersmith and Jason Mullen will stress we gave them the opportunity to stress their desire to work with businesses and help businesses, and also updates about the skilled trade programs we have, but also what Chesapeake College is doing in the future with the updated approval for the new skilled trade program there that's expected date to open in 2029, so that's exciting. And then we had, as part of that, we also had our CT instructors, where a lot of them were there so that the businesses got to meet them directly. And we had a roundtable discussion with 3 experts in the field with Jack Wilson, our own Jack Wilson, doing an excellent job moderating. And then I'd like to mention the people there, but I don't want to overdo my time. We had some cool people. We had people from American Builders in Construction, also CEO of Independent Electrical Contractors, and then Adam Charlie from CTE. So we tried to help spotlight everything going on and help the businesses not only know about current and talk about topics that are current to them, but also helping them see ways to find and help develop more workforce. So a lot of them have called and contacted several of us since then already about wanting to get involved with some of the programs that we already have in place.
I just want to thank you for your time. I won't go through the rest of the slides. We did show our objectives for 2026. We have 26 things that we hope to accomplish or continue on. Many of them you've heard highlighted today and/or we will be covering. And we did highlight, for those that want to read later, some of the things and events and highlights from 2025, and we hope to have just as many, if not more, than in 2026. And just wanted to say thank you to the team. They all work really hard to make Queen Anne's County great, as I'm sure all the county employees do, and we're here to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to say, what a great team you have, Madam Director. On last Saturday night, I was in Easton, and I walk into this fire hall, and the first person that greets me is one of your employees. And I've seen you in College Park, and I don't think the public knows how much time you folks put in during non-working hours. And we're very grateful for all the work that you do.
Good job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I just stay up.
All right. All right, Commissioners, our next presentation, also with Heather Chinelli, is Catalyst Q, closing reception, and I think Shelley Gross-Wade is going to come up and join her for that. So that's item 2 in your book, pages 34 through 40.
So Shelley, this way you get to sit down too. I was looking out for you. I don't want you to have to stand up there that whole time.
Thank you.
Welcome very much. All right. Please continue.
So Commissioners, we have with us today the participants of the Catalyst Q, which is our second Minority Entrepreneur Accelerator Program, and Bay Crossing Consulting was the leader of that cohort that is finishing up today. We're lucky enough that they get to graduate here before us, and I wanted to hand it over to Shelley to give you a brief update about what was accomplished during the program.
Thank you, Heather, and thank you, Commissioners, for the opportunity. I am indeed proud and privileged to have been selected to facilitate this training. It is something that is near and dear to my heart, as I've spent about 40 years, a 40-year career developing financing and technical assistance programs for underserved businesses. So being able to do that here in my home county is just an awesome opportunity that I get goosebumps every time I think about the fact that Bay Crossing Consulting is delivering this. You probably already know this. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, over 20% of small businesses fail within the first year after they start. Only 35% of private sector companies established in 2013 continue to thrive in 2023. That means approximately 2/3 of those businesses failed during a 10-year period. So we also know there is no prescription for being an entrepreneur. Some of us are learning it as we go. We are successful based on the experiences that we bring to the table, as well as our education and our family resources. In the minority business community, those things tend to be lagging behind the rest of the population. So I want to commend Heather and the commissioners for making this program a priority here in Queen Anne's County. Again, we were delighted to be selected to develop and implement the Catalyst for Minority Business Excellence in Queen Anne's County. It represents a public-private partnership that I don't believe today has existed before now. It is with Bay Crossing Consulting taking the lead, Chesapeake College, and the Maryland Small Business Development Center partnering with Queen Anne's Economic and Tourism Development to deliver what we believe to be a comprehensive program to effectively align with the program goals and to enhance the value and overall experience of the cohort participants. We took a page from Creativity and Innovation to say that this will not be the same as it has been, and it will not look exactly like it's been done in other communities. And so we take pride in knowing that we've addressed key barriers faced by minority businesses, including but not limited to access to capital, business knowledge, legal and regulatory compliance, marketing and networking, and legacy wealth that we rarely have to draw from. Our project team is represented tonight by Dana Ewell with 3E Ventures. Stand as I call your name, please. Shauna Payne with BE Academy, and Scott Hines with the Maryland SBDC. Additional subject matter expertise was provided by Kay Bowser, Maxine Whitelock with Max's Taxes, and April Richardson with Dirty Girl Legal. In addition, I am pleased to report that generous space was provided at the Y Mills campus of Chesapeake College by Dr. Cliff Coppersmith, who saw the overall value to this being housed on the college campus. I am pleased to introduce the Catalyst Q Cohort Number 1 participants who accepted the challenge and have successfully completed 12 weeks of intensive training and mentoring. As I call your name, please stand so you can be recognized. Alicia Boyd with Humble Hearts Creative Catering. The Sales Ward with A Garden Warrior. Janelle King with King Beauty. Jean-Pierre Laurenchel with Intercultural Solutions. Kashara Brooks with Mentally Evolved Therapeutic Services. Monica Richards with Harbor Light Assisted Living. Shakia Johnson with Tips and Toes, and Takora Graves with Crafty Babe Creations. You may be seated. I am so proud by the challenges that they each brought to the table. None of them were consistent across the board. They all presented their own unique challenges and experiences which we had to draw from. The 12-week, 2.5-hour workshop series ran bi-weekly from October 2025 through March 2026 and was comprised of in-person training. The workshops required these individuals to have an 85% attendance record and consisted of lectures, PowerPoint presentations, handouts, and an assignment to align with the complex presentation topics they received. Each participant was required to meet with a mentor bi-weekly to ensure comprehension and applicability of the training topic. Through this innovative approach, we've successfully delivered the required and yet critical optional services required by the Queen Anne's County Economic and Tourism Development. In addition to the 6 months training, the cohort participants were reminded of the eligibility requirements and encouraged to apply for the sustainable mini grants of up to $5,000 offered by Economic and Tourism Development to support the next critical steps in their operations. They were also encouraged to participate in high-profile networking events in the county and region to pitch their businesses. And I do believe several of them will be competing in the Start One Up that will be held at Washington College within the next 30 days. So tonight culminates, the 12-week curriculum culminates with tonight's presentation to you, as well as a graduation ceremony and reception, which will be held for the public tomorrow evening at the Kennard African American Heritage and Cultural Center. While I've asked two of them to present tonight to give you a testimonial on their experience and how their businesses have been impacted, you'll get to hear from the rest of them tomorrow evening when you join us. So as I conclude, on behalf of the Catalyst Q Cohort Number 1 participants, thank you each for your bold leadership in making this training and mentoring program a priority in Queen Anne's County. Your continued support is required to maintain the momentum and level of success that is represented here tonight. So I'm going to step out of the way and allow our two stars to shine tonight. Here are two shining examples that represent minority business excellence in Queen Anne's County. First, you will hear from DeSales Ward, a garden warrior, and second, Kashara Brooks with Mentally Evolved Therapeutics. Thank you again for your support.
Thank you.
Yes. Absolutely.
Nope.
In front of the mic, oh, they all come on. Put my glasses on. Breathe.
So my name is DeSales Ward, and my company is Garden Warrior LLC. As a minority, small woman-owned business in Graysonville, Maryland, we were very excited to learn about this opportunity last year, and even more enthused by being selected to participate in this Queen Anne's County program in September of 2025. We are a team of garden and lawn technicians comprised of 80% women, focusing on residential environmental stewardship in our own backyard to protect the Chesapeake Bay, our community, the wildlife that drink from our waterways, and marine life that call the bay their home. We promote chemical-free hand weeding of gardens and lawns. Our service has expanded from basic weeding into garden design, garden installation, and customized lawn treatments. We started in July 2023 and hit the road running by implementing a variety of marketing strategies. In spite of the fact that we missed the 2023 spring business opportunities, we garnered sales of $12,000. In our second year, at the end of 2024, the business experienced a 400% growth spurt over 2023 sales, with sales of $48,000. In 2025, it was as if someone applied a massive amount of organic fertilizer to the company, as sales catapulted an additional 300% to $122,000.
Wow.
The timing of this program was quintessential for the business. We had a sufficient client base and proved that there was a need for our services and a niche that we could fill. Small businesses have many challenges, many of them financial. To say that this program benefited the company sounds trivial. Quite the contrary. The benefits have been enormous and extraordinary. The guidance provided by the contracted facilitator, Bay Crossing Consulting, and its partnering leaders of the program, the subject matter experts, the mentors, and the Small Business Development Center, was consequential to preparing our company for growth, armed with the right tools and information to protect this fast-growing company. The financial investment that Queen Anne's County dedicated to this program for this company was invaluable. Small businesses are faced with many challenges that require access to resources, including money to succeed in order to navigate and stay on a steady course. The company devoted the entire amount of the $5,000 grant funding to vital business missions. The expenditures included partnering with a law firm that fine-tuned client contracts, assisting in development of the company employee handbook and standard operating procedures, and created a solid confidentiality, non-solicitation, and non-compete agreement. It was also used in obtaining a Maryland Home Improvement Contractor license, a requirement to put a shovel in the dirt in someone's residence, believe it or not. Also obtaining a surety bond, which was required by the Maryland Home Improvement Commission. The funds were also used to obtain a business license as a Maryland Certified Professional Fertilizer. Also used the funding to purchase QuickBooks software, which allowed me to be more efficient in my bookkeeping. And to use up the last little bit of that funding, I purchased a backpack leaf blower to add to our equipment inventory. So heartfelt gratitude is expressed this evening to the county commissioners, the team at Queen Anne's County Tourism and Economic Development, Shelley Gross-Wade, CEO of Bay Crossing Consultants, Scott Hines, Program Manager at SBDC, and all the leader entrepreneurs who assisted with this irreplaceable program. This lineup of skilled guidance was the catalyst that will propel our company to success for years to come. Catalyst Q was the perfect name for this program. Thank you for supporting business excellence in Queen Anne's County. The knowledge, experience, and grant funding gained from Catalyst Q ensures our company has a solid foundation for sustainable growth.
So how many folks do you employ?
8.
8. Full-time?
No, they're all part-time.
Part-time.
Mm-hmm. Not to that point yet. But we just put them on W-2s.
Very good.
Yeah.
So I was glancing while you were doing your presentation, I was glancing at the curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, you guys weren't messing around.
No, it was fantastic.
I mean, understanding the critical components of strategic business planning, legal advice services, accounting and bookkeeping services. Where's Jeff? Does he leave? Human resources and payroll, marketing communications, sales and marketing, access to capital banking and education. Wow.
It was fantastic.
Outstanding.
Invaluable.
We do it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right.
Hello, I am Kashira Brooks, and I'm a licensed mental health professional, and I'm the founder of Mentally Evolved Therapeutic Services. It's a holistic and integrated remote wellness practice. At Mentally Evolve, we help adults and adolescents go from just surviving the day to becoming balanced through every part of life. We work with individuals who are always in motion, balancing responsibilities, and navigating constant stress, still showing up for everyone else while feeling overwhelmed. My approach brings the mind and the body back into alignment. We help you understand your nervous system and recognize stress and learn how to regulate them in real time so you can move through life with clarity, control, and intention. We meet you where you are and equip you with the tools that you will use every day with Mentally Evolved. From the Catalyst Q program, Mentally Evolved has grown. It has grown in its confidence and the way business is approached. The program, Catalyst Q, has strengthened my foundation by evaluating what's working, identifying the gaps, and moving in intention instead of just operating from a day-to-day business. The program has allowed me to get into schools and provide services and just let the community know what I offer. The program has also given me clarity in my brand and my vision, and I have refined how I communicate my services and confidence, and I express it with a holistic mental wellness approach. The most benefit of the program was the practical, actionable tools. Everything I learned from business planning to marketing, I was able to apply in real time. Most importantly, Catalyst Q shifted my mindset. I operate with confidence in my decision making and value the direction my business is going into. Lastly, the mentorship, the professional consultants created a space where I felt I could ask questions and gain insight and I truly appreciate that. I thank the economic development and tourists. I could thank the Queen Anne's County Commissioner, Bay Crossing Consulting, and I thank the mentors in the program for helping me. Thank you.
Thank you.
So if you guys could give advice to somebody who was considering joining the next session, what would be the,
Attend every session.
no?
Don't miss one.
What about you?
Really listen to the information that's being provided by the mentors and the consultants. That really guided and steered the direction.
Now let's talk about this whole stress relief thing.
You don't have any cards on you, do you?
I do.
Really caught my ear, just gonna say.
All right. It's a stressful time for a few of us up here.
We will talk.
All right. Picture?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before we do, I'm sorry.
Heather, are you passing something out? You want to?
Oh, yeah, give them to them so they can have them in the picture.
Right, yeah. So
Thank you.
you'll pass that out and we'll get a photo? Okay.
Patrick's got a
Very
question.
good. Go ahead, Pat.
Michelle, could each of the folks just give us a 30-second for the television?
Sure.
On what their specialty is?
Yes, they'd be happy to do that.
Yeah.
Elevator pitch. We're putting
Yeah,
on
there you
the
go.
spot.
I know you learned
Is the
marketing
mic
there, right?
still
That's gotta be one of the things.
The Shark Tank this.
Who wants to go first? Okay.
Let's go.
No, 30
Hey,
seconds.
Bring the mic up.
Who's going to bring the mic over?
Stand up, yes.
Where's Cam?
And you have to tell us how much homework Miss Shelley gave you?
Work. Where am I looking?
Right up here.
Oh, to you guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
Can't run.
My name is Shalkia Johnson. I am the owner of Tips and Toes, a nail salon located in Chester, Maryland. I specialize in medical pedicures and structured manicures. So anybody dealing with any type of foot trauma, brittle fingernails, I help restore your nails. So I also consider myself the nail doctor of Queen Anne's County. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Good.
Nail doctor. I think that sounds like a vanity tag for a vehicle. The nail doctor.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Lisa Boyd, and I'm the owner farmer of Humble Hearts Catering and Events. We are a community food system that we're a community food system that helps operate and provide food services for local businesses, local events, and different things like that. So that's what we are.
And the food's really good.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Yeah, no, come on.
Oh, there's plenty.
Right down the line, right down the line.
Hi, I am Janelle King. I am the owner of King Beauty. I provide natural hair care services and bridal services to women and all families, showing them how to care for their natural hair and feel confident with wearing their natural hair.
Awesome.
Well, that ship sailed.
I
think I'm back to the stress.
Sounds
I got
important.
that.
Don't be a hater.
Good afternoon, or good evening. I'm Dr. Jean-Pierre Laurenceau, and I'm the owner of Intercultural Solutions, LLC. And it's a business that focuses on bilingual communication as it relates to Spanish-English, Spanish-English interpretation, also teaching conversational Spanish, and basically helping people communicate across lines of difference.
Thank you.
Okay. Well done. Jean-Pierre. He's French.
Good afternoon. My name is Monica Richards, and I'm with Harbor Light Assisted Living. I will be the ones that you guys will call when your loved ones need help 24 hours a day. I have a small house, up to 15 people, and I chose small community so that everybody can get the proper one-on-one care and everybody can get the love and everything that they deserve. So I love my seniors. That is my passion.
Awesome.
Awesome. Good, everybody? All right.
If I may.
Please.
Have 2 more minutes?
Sure.
I'd like to hear from my 2 mentors that did this journey with me. I'm going to ask Shauna if she would go first, and then I'm going to ask Dana if she would close us out with remarks on their experience in the program.
Come on up, Shauna.
Thank
Let
you.
Shauna,
Really well
if she
done.
wants to sit.
Patrick, she may want to stay right
She
where
may
she's
want to
at,
sit.
right?
Just give her the mic.
Trying to do too much. First of all, I want to say thank you, Shelley, for even entrusting me to be a mentor in this program. It was such an amazing experience being able to see these businesses come in and may not even know, have a vision, a clear vision for their businesses, but just to see how far they have come over the last 12 weeks. I am filled with gratitude. It's been a great experience working with them, mentoring them, and just seeing them grow over the last couple of weeks, working with the other mentors and consultants as well. It's actually helped me to continue to refine my business during the program, so I really appreciate it, and I really enjoyed myself. Thank you to you all, the commissioners, for supporting us in this initiative. Thank you to Heather Tonelli and Economic Tourism and Development for their support as well. Very, very necessary program in the county, and I just hope that we can continue to grow our cohort as time goes on.
Shauna, thank you for everything you do for our county. You are just a gift from God.
Appreciate that.
So I'm going to read from a paper. My name is Dana Yule. And I just wanted to say, as far as Catalyst Q, I was in this room a couple years ago, a part of the first accelerator program. So to be a part of the mentorship of this Catalyst Q, it's a elevated program, is just an honor. But when minority businesses succeed on Main Street in Queen Anne's County, it sends a powerful, inspiring message throughout every layer of our county, and that is opportunity lives here. When that happens, we're not just growing businesses, we're building economic diversity, resilience, and long-term prosperity for our entire community. And as the owner of Yule Enterprises or 3E Ventures and Onyx Salon and Barbershop, I'm living proof that training accelerators like Catalyst Q level up entrepreneurs, develop their potential, and then give back, because now I get to mentor the next generation in our county. Thank you.
Awesome.
To the mentors, thank you very much.
Thank you. Yep.
Heather, you want to give out your?
Yes, certificates.
Diplomas.
Alicia Boyd. Meg Shira. The Sales Board. Decorah Graves. Not here today. Shakia Johnson. Janelle King.
Cannabis tax money. But it was a lot of
Monica Richards.
programs for the Community Revitalization and Reinvestment Act.
Speaking of the French, how's mom doing? Okay, everybody needs to kind of shift this way and get you centered in the room.
That's good, yeah. There you go. Heather, get in there. Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
Bye.
I got a bunch. Yeah, got money.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well done, everybody.
Hey.
Teacher presentation.
Yep.
Sure, I'll do that. Do that.
That's exactly how.
Hey, that's a quick presentation. Let's sit here in the middle.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Ready?
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Good evening.
Great job, great job. See you tomorrow night.
Oh, this guy's up.
Yeah.
We're gonna ride him.
This
up.
guy.
I'm gonna have a hard time topping that presentation, but this is item number 3 in your books, also on the screen, and the feature presentation for tonight. This is the FY27 proposed county administrator's FY27 budget. And let me first just say that this is a culmination of a lot of hard work from all of our department directors and their teams, outside agencies that have participated in this process, which started back, believe it or not, in October of last year. So we've been working on the budget for quite a number of months. It ramps up in early January, and we've put this together in a summary format for the commissioner's consideration and review. So I'm going to go through the highlights of the operating side of the budget and the capital side, and then we have our work sessions this week and next, followed by our public information meetings, in May. So kicking right into this, we have the first slide shows our projected revenue for FY27 as $234.5 million, which is about a 12% increase over the budgeted amount for FY26. Our income tax and property tax obviously make up the lion's share of our revenues, 86.1%. And these tax rates are proposed to remain the same as the current fiscal year at 83 cents per $100 of assessed value and 3.2% on the income tax rate. Next slide. Some of the budget highlights for the operating side of the house. First up, Board of Education. We funded at $9.3 million above the FY26 appropriation. That does include a potential state pass down of an additional $644,000 for teacher pensions. Additional state pass downs we anticipate include Office of the Assessment at $73,000, Chesapeake College pensions at $47,000. Those are pending. I funded new positions in the proposed FY27 budgets, 7 new positions I've included. We'll get to those when we talk about the enhancements. We potentially have an additional 7 new positions to support the Circuit Court second judge, which we don't know if that's going to pass the General Assembly in Annapolis, but the good news is we will know by end of session, which is April 13th, and the commissioner's budget
Plenty of time.
will be after that. So more to come on that. For our employees, I funded employee recruitment and retention actions, including a 3% cost of living allowance and pay for performance. And we've included a $7.7 million in the capital program as PAYGO funding for our capital projects, which we'll get into as well. The next slide is, we've had these typically over the past few years. This is a summary of the state funds that the Board of Education gets from the state of Maryland for education. And the state funding for next year is $45 million and change, and they are about $3.5 million behind their projections for FY27. And over the past 6 years, you can see in the chart the red numbers at the bottom there through FY22 through FY27. We're about $12 million less than was originally projected from the state Kerwin funding plan. So the state's not keeping up, but the next slide shows how the commissioners have been keeping up. The county funds for the Board of Education and our public schools for next year is proposed at $91.4 million, which is $8.86 million above MOE for next year. That does not include the additional $1.3 million to fully cover the state pensions for the teachers, which we anticipate we're going to get this year. Notably here, you can see we were above maintenance of effort. The commissioners funded above MOE the last 3 years, starting in FY24 at $6.3 million, $7 million, and then $7.6 million this current year, and now up to $8.6 million above MOU.
So Tyler, real quick, while we're on this point, to
Yes,
clarify for the public, so they really understand the significance of what we're doing here. The Kerwin funding formula, the end-all be-all, greatest education funding system in the world, would have the school system getting $1,100,000 less than last year based on the Kerwin funding.
Right.
Because of student enrollment.
That's right. That's right. Mm-hmm.
So we're basically funding them almost $10 million over what we have to.
Yeah, and that's actually.
And that's $4 million less than what they were asking for in their budget. So they
That is,
technically
yeah.
wanted $15 million over what
That's correct, Commissioner.
required by the state. Required by the state, who said that this is the end-all be-all, and this will fund every school fully. But as you stated already, and I can't bring this up enough because the public needs to know, 3.5 million of it sits in the state coffers. And if anybody was watching TV recently, the state budget since 2017, the year before Kerwin went into effect, has almost doubled, 41 billion to 72 billion this year. And yet we continue to have costs shift down to the county, and we continue to have to fund these kind of increases.
And if, another thing, if you look at FY20 versus FY27 and the amount of the budget, right? How much it's increased?
Almost double.
Almost double. So like basically, if you were to go back just a couple more years and just imagine that you put your kid into school at first grade, and by the time they graduate, the county budget for education has doubled.
Yep.
But the amount of students who are going to class with your kids has not doubled. It's actually been flat or down. So, I mean, that's when you put that into perspective, it's an incredible amount of increase in funding, but it's not because there's more incredible amount of more students. There's less students now than we had several years ago.
And this is not a knock on our teachers or anything else. This is just a reality check for not only Queen Anne's County, but the state of Maryland and every other county in the state, that how, to Commissioner Corcorino's point, how long can you continue to double every 6 years your budget? I mean, it's impossible. And, you know, I feel like change has got to come. And it's not coming this year. Everybody knows that's election year. Nobody's going to make any drastic changes. But I feel like in the future, there's going to be changes coming. So it's going to have to be, let's face it.
My first term, the entire budget back in 2012 when we worked on it was almost 100 million. Education alone is 91. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
That's just the operational. A lot of folks don't realize that doesn't count the capital.
That's just capital, that's just
all that,
capital.
so.
That's right.
All right.
Ready to move on?
Now we're past the downer. Go ahead.
We have one more slide that depicts kind of some points that you made, the commissioners have made here. This is the, from the Department of Legislative Services, the red box is Queen Anne's County. This shows what the state projected, what our share should have been from FY25 through FY34. The star there is between FY31 and FY32, so we're at a funding level at the county's portion at about 2031 in FY27 at 91.4 million. So we're several years ahead of the curve there, ahead of the schedule, based on the lack of, or the depletion of the state funds. So, okay, moving on, and we'll have our first work session is on Thursday, and that's front and center will be Board of Education. So for that work session. This is our pie chart that we do each year. This is a proposed revenue source pie chart summary. No surprise here. Income tax and property tax, the lion's share at 45% and 41% respectively. So go to the next slide. This next slide is the matrix of values that we use to generate that pie chart that we just looked at. And you can see the real and personal property taxes and income taxes at the top there, the big revenue sources, followed by recordation taxes, transfer taxes, which continue to be strong due to our housing sales and home sale markets that are strong. Interest income is down a bit, but still good at $5 million. So those are the primary sources of revenue that we anticipate receiving this year for FY27. The next slide shows our expense pie chart. Similarly, just shows how the pie is divided. The Board of Education gets the lion's share at 42.8%, followed by Public Safety, which is Department of Emergency Services, Detention Center, the Sheriff's Office, and our volunteer fire organizations. Those are the two large expenditure sections of the overall budget, followed by Public Works and other expenses that we have. Then we have the next several slides. We have all of the county agencies by division and department showing the allocations for FY27. Again, the matrices that's produced the pie chart. Generally, departmental increases are up by somewhere between 5 and 7%, primarily for staffing, salaries, and benefit increases for healthcare and OPEB. I'll highlight a few increases that are above that. First, from our finance department, budget and finance, a bit higher there due to additional accounting support for the town of Sudlersville. Human Resources is now covering new expenses for the new peer-to-peer counseling program to help our volunteer service providers and our public safety providers. The Public Housing Authority is up a little higher than that. That reflects a new staff member that we have for the Public Housing Authority included in the budget. On the next page, we have Public Works and Parks and Recreation. We have a bit of an increase, a larger increase for animal services, for kennel equipment and emergency lighting and other safety features. Some good news, our airport and golf course, you'll see a decline there. They're down as a result of lower general fund transfers to those agencies that are largely enterprise for loans that have been paid off and increasing revenues from the golf course. They're doing very well down there currently. On the next page, we have the Board of Education. You can see 11.2% increase for them at the $9.3 million allocation. And I will say that that allocation does keep the Board of Education whole. They don't have to make any other staffing reductions. That does give them exactly what they have currently to maintain their current programs.
So the additional 3 million, Todd, what was that going to cover to get to the 12 million? You know,
That would be the additional, and I'm sure they'll get into that a little bit more, but that included additional teacher specialists for math and reading and other administrative costs. So it'd be replacing positions that they had originally funded with grant dollars that they had to reduce the staff force.
And they're all part of Kerwin initiatives, though, those positions, or are they, I mean, are those positions required to meet the Kerwin edict in the future, or?
No. I don't believe
just
so.
Backfilling.
That's just the teacher specialists are the first ones that they had to.
A couple years ago.
A couple years ago.
And how many was that total?
36 or 37. 36 or 37. Yeah. Yeah. We have those numbers in your binders for Thursday's meeting. But yeah, it's about 36 or 37 positions. We'll talk some more about those with the partners at the Board of Education. Yep. Okay, moving on, we had some increases above that 5 to 7% threshold for the state's attorney's office. That was to do conversion to a new case management software system for the state's attorney. I did include in the circuit court one additional position for a jury commissioner, position they need now. That's not in addition to the 7 positions that we may have to add for the second judge. Board of Elections is up due to leasing of the poll book equipment, and Soil Conservation Service, you can see they're down 43% due to staff reductions, 1.5 FTEs due to federal and state cutbacks over at Soil Conservation. On the next slide, we have some of the other expenses and debt and transfers. You'll see that intergovernmental is up due to increasing funding for the assessment office, SSTAT, and town tax offsets, and additional fees for the state pension administration that we have received. Insurance is up due to higher premiums, obviously for healthcare and inclusion of the Public Housing Authority. And our capital fund transfer is higher due to additional PAYGO support for our capital program proposed for FY27. Okay, so this slide just generally shows what the big changes were, or the changes overall, in revenues and expenditures from the current budget year to FY27 proposed. FY26 again was budgeted at $209 million, and we have a total change of $25.1 million in revenue, comprised of property tax, income taxes, and transfer recordation taxes. And that money the majority of that money went to the Board of Education at $9.3 million. Transfer to capital for capital projects, miscellaneous departments, including elections, health department, state's attorney, Chesapeake College, and $1.7 million for public safety increases. Here's our real property tax rate by county statewide. just a summary, this is where the rates are currently. Queen Anne's County is now the 4th lowest property tax rate in the state. And as you can see, I've got some stars there above a few of the bars. They indicate counties that have a AAA bond rating by all 3 rating agencies. And you can see we are the lowest tax rate with the best bond rating out there that you can get, which is better than the state of Maryland currently. So we wanted to highlight that. That's quite an achievement that we reached this year, a pinnacle for our bond rating agencies.
Chris sacrificed a shirt for that.
That's right.
That AAA.
Yep.
Would you do that, like run around naked with like the soccer where after you score a goal or what?
No.
Not quite.
Heather helped.
God, I don't want to know now.
I thought, wait, what happens on tour stays on tour, right?
That's right.
Say you lose your shirt in finance, sometimes you do, you know?
That's right.
But it's a great thing. We attribute our team that went up there to New York to get that AAA bond rating from all 3 agencies. A very, very, very good tip of the hat there. So the next several pages are the enhancements that were requested by the various agencies and departments, and I'll run through the ones that we included in this draft budget. First was for the Department of Aging, a new non-CDL bus driver. For the Board of Education, we have the $9.3 million allocation above last year's budget. Chesapeake College, $190,000 to increase their local allocation, and community college retirement for the state mandate. Circuit Court, the position for the Jury Assignment Commissioner, 1 position there. You can see there's 2 other positions there that we have not included yet, but we may have to add those in based on that for a bailiff and a court recorder. For Department of Emergency Services, they asked for a number of positions, but the top one that Director Haas requested that we fund would be for a new DES communications captain, which I included at $110,595. On the next sheet, we included salary increases for the Board of Elections, the Extension Services, and these are all consistent with what the county workforce would be receiving as proposed. For the Fire EMS Commission, our volunteer fire companies, we have increases for training expenses, radios for the new apparatus, the assessable base allocation increase, and an ambulance allocation, so $311,000 for the FEC. And for our Public Housing Authority, 1 additional position. They asked for 2 actually, but the highest priority was for a new assistant property manager to assist with their property management at the Housing Authority. On the next sheet, we have some intergovernmental expenses, state mandated for the assessment office at $73,000. The library included 1 new position for an outreach library associate for the public library, in addition to some part-time youth services and the state pension shift. And for our Parks Department, we had 1 part-time to full-time conversion for a park technician and additional coverage for their invasive weed management program at $99,530 for the Parks Department. I believe this is the last sheet of the enhancements, and we'll have an opportunity to work with the commissioners on all these with the departments and agencies during the budget work session, so there may be some changes, obviously. For the sanitary district.
Hey, hold on a sec, because I was writing some down. What'd you say the 99,000 for parks was?
That was for a conversion of 1 park technician from part-time to full-time at $49,000, and additional coverage for the invasive weeds program at $50,000.
Okay.
Those 2. So on the charts there, you can see what was requested on the left, and then the funded, CA funded column on the right, which is the ones I've selected for the budget.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sanitary district for a new chief wastewater operator, primarily to help with the new plant in Sudlersville, and that is an enterprise fund, so that really doesn't come out of the general fund. For the sheriff, the next 2, the sheriff, I just want to highlight sheriff and state's attorney. Here are 5 additional positions that we would need to include if we are to get a 2nd circuit court judge. So that's pending. So overall, the enhancement requests included 28 positions. I selected 7 of those for funding. The total requested enhancements was $16.2 million, and I funded $10.8 million of that, which the majority goes to our public school system, 9.3. All right, that's the operational highlights.
Capital.
Any questions? We can go to capital. All right, on slide 21, we have our budgeted highlights for the capital program. Again, front and center, Board of Education, we have funding for the design of the new Centerville Middle School, HVAC replacements for Kennard, Centerville Elementaries, roof replacement at Kennard Elementary, and a repaving project at Kent Island High School. We have a bus replacement, furniture replacements, and several other maintenance projects. That does not include $7 million from the state, but some of those projects are state shared revenues, but we have 16.4 for Board of Education. Chesapeake College, we've included funding for the new Queen Anne's Tech Center, which is should be in design now. That is a total $56.4 million project, which our share is about $4 million. Other funding from the state will be included, and along with our other counties in the Chesapeake College arena. For emergency services, we've got funding for the Motorola console upgrade, 2 ambulances, one of which has been ordered already, radio subscriber replacements for volunteer fire companies, Public Works, DES, and other agencies that use the radios, and the public safety network, the annual allocation for life cycle replacement and modernization of our comm system at emergency services. And lastly, on this sheet, we have $1.25 million slated for the regional hospital, which is also under construction. This is the 3rd year of a 4-year commitment at $1.25 million for the hospital. Next sheet, we have Housing Authority. We have major repairs and maintenance planned for Fisher Manor, Riverside Estates, Graysonville Terrace, Terrapin Grove, Foxtown, and the various scattered sites. We do anticipate receiving some CDBG grant funding, and I believe there's some another action item this evening for some grant applications for some paving projects. For our volunteer fire companies, we have $835,000 funding for purchase of apparatus and facility construction at the 9 local volunteer fire companies. Animal services, we've included funding $250,000 for planning and design of a new animal services shelter and adoption center. And we have, for roads, we have funding for a new pedestrian bridge overpass across the US 5301 on Kent Island. 85% of that is anticipated to be funded by a grant, $3.1 million overall. We hope to get notice of that award by June of this year. All right, continuing on slide 23, for our Parks Department, we have additional funding for the South Island Trail extension, capital equipment, athletic field work, primarily for White Marsh Park field lighting, and other playground equipment projects associated with the Parks Department, $2.7 million. For the Recreations Division, we have funding for land acquisition, design, and contract development of the new Recreation Center at $10.5 million. For General Services, we've included funding for the renovations of the historic courthouse and other renovations to county facilities, including a new roof at the Health Department and renovation of the exterior skin of the EMS Station 400 out at Safety Drive. Information technology, we have funding for infrastructure and other technology projects, including replacement of computer hardware, software, and operations of our county data center, and continued fiber line redundancies to prevent outages if we are to unfortunately get a fiber line cut at one of our fiber branches coming into the data center. The next sheet, the final highlight sheet for capital. For roads, we have $5 million for system preservation, including asphalt overlays, bridge maintenance, rehab, and capital equipment. This also includes about $500,000 for special benefit assessments for primarily roads in Kent Island Estates that are ongoing. Those are user fees that come back in. We're continuing and wrapping up our Southern Kent Island sewer extension project, phases 3 and 4. We have $4.8 million. We should be complete with phase 3 in October of this year, and should be wrapping up phase 4 by January of 2028. Sudlersville, we have a $3 million BNR grant to install a post-anoxic reactor to tank to meet the nitrogen discharge permit goals at the existing wastewater plant in Sudlersville. And for Marling Farms and Dominion, our next big sewer project, we have funding for the planned connection of Marling Farms and Dominion subdivisions, and that is for design efforts. We did receive some concept design work this past week, but that'll be continuing at no construction, but this is all for design activities and working with MDE to get through the Smart Growth Coordinating Committee process. So we can extend
And you want to take a stab at when the process is actually going to start, where the systems will be installed and?
The design will be FY '27 and '28 largely, and then probably into FY '29, '30 would potentially be the start of construction.
Okay.
So we're still a few years out for that. It takes a while to get that teed up and through the state process to extend those lines outside of designated growth zones. So there's a lot.
And we're going to start where, Dominion first and then?
I haven't made that decision yet.
Okay.
So we'll be working through that as we do the planning and design
Okay.
in the next couple of years.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you say Sudlersville 3 million was a grant?
Yes,
Or we're
BNR
applying
grant.
for it?
BNR grant. Yeah, BNR grant, yeah. Yeah. Okay, this next sheet, just another pie chart that kind of shows a pictorial view of the capital budget by the funding sources that we have, including bonds, grants, PAYGO, and capital fund balance. And of course, we have some loans for the Southern Kent Island Sanitary Project, 8.4%. So that just gives you a pictorial perspective of how that looks. 62.8 million is our total FY '27 capital program with those revenue streams that I just mentioned. And
Jeff, where's our bond fund balance sit right now?
Bond fund balance.
About 113 million.
We can get you the history on that too. as
That's
well.
close enough for right now.
Okay, thank you, Jeffrey.
What was the question?
Where our bond fund balance is?
The next slide, slide 26, is another slide showing the capital budget by function. And this just breaks down the capital budget by general projects, Board of Education, roads, and sanitary. So Public Housing Authority kind of gives you a picture and some numerical matrix values of the various capital dollars allocated by function in the county agencies and departments. And then lastly, wrapping up, we have a whole series of slides. This is our 6-year capital budget as proposed currently. We have, as always, one funding year, FY '27, followed by 5 planning years, FY '28 through FY '32. This includes all the agencies and departments that we oversee and fund. So we'll be going over these with the agencies and departments over the next couple of weeks. We can dig into this a little bit more, but the key year obviously is FY '27, and we use the planning years to make sure we're setting our spending limits and our bond capacity at the appropriate levels. And our friends in New York at the rating agencies like to see this because we try to manage, our funds and our growth and how we manage our long-term planning for capital projects. So this is an important document, but it is subject to change. Each year we adjust this. It's always a work in progress, but it provides a good planning document for our financial future. So there's several slides here, and if there's any specific questions you have about any of the projects, we can certainly get into those. We have a capital projects book that we sent electronically to the commissioners. We also have those over here in paper format, and that outlines every capital project and gives you a little brief description of each of those. And you can see there's a summary page in the front that shows the page number. So if there's a particular project you're interested in, learn more about, there's a summary sheet in the book so you can review that and understand.
Are they in order of the departments that we're going to see, or they are in order? Okay.
Yeah, yes, yeah. There's,
All right.
the one capital book is a summary for all the departments, and then the other larger bond will include the agencies that we'll be reviewing meeting with starting Thursday, and then next week and the following week, and they're in order. There's other departments that we haven't asked to come in or haven't scheduled a meeting with. Some of the smaller ones we didn't feel like they really need to, but if there's others that you would like to visit at the third meeting, let us know and we will invite them in. They're on standby on the ready. So that's what this last slide shows, our work sessions over this week and the next 2. County Commissioners' official budget release would be April the 29th. We have our public information meetings, our hearings. Traditionally, we do Stevensville on the 18th on the Monday, Centerville the 19th, Sudlersville on the 20th, and we have a final work session to make any last adjustments, and then we would adopt the budget potentially at our meeting on June the 9th. That was a lot, and I hope I didn't take too much time, but it's a big high-level summary. Again, I want to thank our Director of Budget and Finance, Jeff Rank. He's put a lot of time into this, as well as our other departments, but he's done wonders to make this summary look good, look presentable, and it's a lot of number crunching, and so it's a good starting point for the commissioners to make suggestions and modifications for their final budget.
Well, speaking of starting points, Commissioner Corcarino and myself sit on the Spending Affordability Committee, as you know, and we've seen this presentation now. This is my third time, I think. And I think the thing that strikes me the most is how our revenues have really climbed. And that's a good testament to the economy in Queen Anne's County and who's living in Queen Anne's County, I guess, and it's driving that number up. But with that being said, I'm going to make a motion that we reduce our property tax from 83 cents to 80 cents on the revenue side. I think it's time we give some of this back to the public in a balanced way.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yeah, so I agree with your motion. Just so people have some perspective on this, of where the county was back when Phil first came to office, he was handed a big mess of a budget. And it's taken a long time to rebuild the county out of that, with county employees not getting raises, people being cut off. Slowly, through fiscal constraint, we've gone from bonding cars to be able to pay for cars. We've built up the rainy day funds so that if there's ever another sort of economic downturn, we're not going to be laying off citizens who work for the county. We have gotten to a point where we got our parks up to where they should be. We've built the new buildings that we should have. We've replaced roofs. We've got the roads on a regular pattern, so that if there's an economic downturn, you can say, well, you know, we don't have 18-year-old ambulances. We can maybe push off another year if we need to. If we can't pave the roads this year, we can push it off another year because we've used a lot of fiscal constraint to get to this point. But we're in really good shape now. And I think you're right. And the citizens are taking just tremendous amounts of hit from the ridiculous electric bills, groceries, other things. We can't do anything about those, but this is something that we can do.
And yeah, and just to add some context to that, and that's why I asked what the bond number was now. When I came in 2015, the bond was 125 million countywide, and Jeff's saying it's 113. So we've been able to build the courthouse, fund all of our road projects,
Board of Ed building.
We've done a lot of work, and we've reduced the bond debt for the county, which lends itself to a lot of the reason that we're a AAA bond rating right now is because of the fiscal restraints over the last 15 years, 15 really now. And, you know, you look at the rest of the state, and I will tell you, from what I know, the other 23 jurisdictions in the state of Maryland and probably most municipalities are going to be raising taxes this year. Because of, we discussed earlier, some of the stuff coming down from the state, they're balancing their budget on the backs of the counties. You know, we've funded our Board of Ed extraordinarily well. So we've checked all the boxes. Our public safety is probably one of the best funded in the state of Maryland right now, and we're looking to add another paramedic unit, hopefully this year, once we get through this budget cycle, as part of that. And, you know, I think overall, if you look at it, now's the time. We've got the boxes checked. Like Chris said, our rainy day funds are in good shape. We've got a good 6-year outlook on the capital budget. And now better time than ever, I think, in my 12 years to make a series and love the idea. I mean, gas is $3.79 a gallon, right? We have a lot of seniors. Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of seniors, fixed income people in this county that are not, and that own houses here that are not seeing that kind of money coming back through their fixed incomes to cover groceries and electric bills and things like that. This will be, for a lot of people, this will be at a $200 to $300 at least minimum a year savings. So, I mean, I know it's not the world, but it does help. So,
how's this affect our AAA bond rating? Are there concerns with reducing the property tax down to 80 cents? Or you guys don't want to touch that one?
No, we talked about that. We definitely talked about that, and I don't think it's going to affect us. We're in good shape as.
This reduction still puts us ahead in growth from the last budget cycle. Meaning that our revenues are not lower now than they were for the 26. They're still above it. It's still
Percentages staying where
still
it's-
above 10, still above 10%. So, and we've always been cautious with this. So I think the 3 cents on the property tax is a good thing. And I'm sure people will clamor and want us to take the income tax. And again, next year if we have another $25-30 million, we probably will look at that. But
Well, fiscal constraint is
yeah,
quantitative easing, is what they call it, right? Is
Yeah,
your point
right.
again.
Yeah, I mean, and plus the income tax can be the most volatile. I mean, property taxes, other than when the state gets their hands on it, are typically pretty steady that you can budget off of. Income tax can become very volatile in a up and down economy. But I do want to say that I think we're gonna have to update that one chart.
which chart would that be?
I think it's that one that had the stars on it with
Just
us.
go
Could you
back to the
that up a
property
little
tax
bit?
thing real
That's
quick.
right.
Let's show.
That's right. We will have the lowest property tax rate in the entire state of Maryland.
Well, that'll make us lowest. I don't know of any other county that's.
No, everybody else is going up that's below us, so
Talbot
I
said
think
they're
that's gonna
finally gonna
slide
go.
us below Talbot finally.
But the lowest property taxes in the state.
Yes,
That's true.
but that's a proud moment.
Yeah.
No, but to answer your question directly, Commissioner, it's not going to affect our bond rating, provided we just continue the same fiscal stewardship and.
Yeah, we
don't
gotta
use
keep doing
those,
what we're doing.
Jeff, do you remember, we did a tax reduction back in 2023 as well, right? Do you remember what that
4 years
was?
ago.
That was one
Penny and a
point-
half.
Penny and a half, yeah.
about a penny and a
half.
Okay.
Yeah, we were at 84.7, took us down to 83.
83, yeah. Right.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, I'll be last, I guess. I just couldn't think of a better time to do this. With SDAT increasing people's tax assessment, the highest I've ever seen in 30 years of living over here. This is the right thing to do at the right time. And what's exciting about this is that people want to live here. People are coming over here. They're escaping the larger counties. They don't want to, they're leaving the crime, they're leaving the high density, and they're coming to the greatest county in the state of Maryland. And we are the greatest county in the state of Maryland because of you guys and you folks and our employees throughout the county, our volunteer fire departments, our veterans, our farmers, our watermen. And it truly is the best county to live in. So this is my most exciting vote. And I'm just happy.
It should be.
I'm just happy to be here.
It should be.
It's a really good vote.
So with that being said,
Yeah. For everybody's done, I guess we'll take the vote. All those in favor of lowering the property tax by 3 cents per 100, say aye.
aye.
Opposed? So moved. There you go. So we have a new starting point for the budget, but I think that,
Get to work.
Sharpen those pencils. Sharpen those pencils, boys.
you did before, it's time to get back to it. Money, boys.
2 days. Thursday's first budget meeting, so.
So the rest of the people, we don't have any more money? Is that what we're saying here?
Oh, no, I do, no, that group,
We got something.
we got money back there for that group. Yeah. That's my group back there.
Have fun, Jeff.
You got some left anyway, Mike, you already got yours, I saw yours up there.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. What do we got, tab?
So Jeff, we will
Tab
be the
two?
lowest
Oh, yeah.
in the state.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's somebody else.
Hey, Patrick, everybody else going the other way.
I know. Well, the two went this way.
Nothing. in
Last
tab
year,
two.
we were second.
I think Talbot's going to raise their tax.
Talbot's got to go up.
Yeah.
They don't have a choice.
Schools.
They're getting hit hard on the schools this year. Because they were in a different situation than everybody else for some reason where there's year 5 and 6 for them were just horribly high. I know Dorchester settled out because I talked to them. They're in pretty good shape. But it's,
All right.
sure.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, Commissioners, we have 4 action items and 2 desk items, so if you want to turn to tab number 3. First item, tab 3, page 1, items 1 or pages 1 through 9. We have an amended deed of open space for Robert and Teresa Smith, the Hopelands subdivision. Previous ownership of the subject parcel received Planning Commission approval to create 13 lots. Consequently, the owner placed a 35-acre protective open space easement to support the development. Current owner received Planning Commission approval to create a slide, Lot 14, at 1.25 acres and reduce the existing building pad by 0.18. As a result, the open space requirements on Lot 1 decreases from 35 to 34.6 acres. So that's the amendment for that open space.
I move to execute the amended deed of open space easement for the Robert Teresa Smith Hopelands major subdivision plan.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Absent, 1.
Okay, absent.
Ready?
Okay, all right. Item 2, on pages 10 through 19, we have an amended and restated perpetual protective agreement deed of forest conservation easement and release. This is down at the R.B. Baker and Sons property in Queenstown. This was for a major site plan to create 2 new industrial buildings on the subject lot, 2.12 acres of existing woodland, and we're put it into a protective forest easement. So now we're anticipating some future development on site. The owner is now seeking to increase the net tract area for development from 14 to 17.9 acres, and the mitigation for forest conservation requirements increases from 2.12 to 4.27. So the owner is proposing to terminate the current protected forest area of 2.12 acres and provide 4.27 acres of forest protection in a new location on the same site. So this is good news. There's, the little industrial area building complex right there, same side where the rubble fill is. So this provides some additional business opportunities on that site.
On the site where they already have the commercial on that site?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
I move to execute the amended and restated perpetual protective agreement deed of forest conservation easement and release for the Baker and Sons Incorporated Amendment and to Forest Conservation Plan.
Second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Absent, 1.
All right, thank you, Commissioners. Item 3 on pages 20 through 63, this is a community development block grant application for approval and signatures, and our Department of Housing and Family Services, Mr. Mike Clark, is here. He's requesting the Commissioner's approval and signature on the various documents to the community development block grant application that was awarded. This completes the process, and we must obtain the elected official signatures to move this forward. This is for a request of $136,000 in CDBG funding for paving projects, I believe, at Fisher and Riverside Estates.
I move to approve and execute the statutory checklist request for lease fund form and public facility agreement of the Community Development Block Grants Environmental Review process for the Department of Housing and Family Services.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved, 5-0.
All right.
You want to say anything?
It's just that being ominous out there, Mike, that we're going to approve it. It's just, you look very ominous there when you're sitting there waiting for us to approve it, so.
All right, thanks, Mike. We'll see you
You guys
Friday.
haven't caught up yet.
See you Friday.
Just so you know.
We're going to meet him Friday. Yep.
Better early than late.
All right, our last action item in the book.
That depends on the subject matter.
Well, at least you're better than
Yeah.
our parks director. You bring us something to look at.
Yeah.
Just asking for, I'm going to need $250,000 for a car.
Commissioner Duvenel's going to actually demo this model.
Who wants to be the guinea pig, right?
Yeah,
Not
we're
me.
gonna shock him.
Actually, when he
I have
saw
a
the
hairy
demo
chest,
before,
so
he
it ain't
shocked
gonna work.
Zach, so he's not allowed to shock Zach tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to shock you, Phil?
No.
We do the accoutrement. Depending how deep we want to get.
Actually, I had stopped in at DES for something completely different and managed to catch the manufacturer's representative doing a pitch and a presentation to the team at DES, and it was amazing. What if you're just left with, when is this going to be available? When do we get to, bring it in? And it was very, very impressive. And I just got lucky by stopping in that day. So, pretty cool stuff.
All right, in your books on tab 3, item 4, pages 64 through 66, this is from obviously DES. They utilize the Zoll X-Series monitor defibrillator for advanced life support and patient care. The current systems do remain operational. However, we're ready to replace them and upgrade them to the new systems. And this is an example where we've accelerated the funding or proposed to accelerate the funding for these over a 5-year period at a 0% financing rate. So it's a great deal to get these units replaced over the next 5 years. So I commend Scott and his team, Zach, for taking advantage of this opportunity to generate, savings of about $250,000 over the time horizon to replace all these units, and allows us to modernize this critical life-saving equipment for our departments.
I move to authorize Director of Department of Emergency Services to purchase 19 Zoll Xenix cardiac monitors at 0% financing for 5 years, totaling $219,755.72 per year.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. 5-0.
And Bruce, you want to be the guinea pig for the demonstration?
Hold on, can I push the shock button?
Yeah, you can.
All right.
Come on, Bruce, get up here.
Let's see how much.
Gentlemen, thanks very much, and
Thank you very much.
appreciate your patience
Mr.
today.
Director, are there any departments that have any of those now?
What, in the county?
Yeah.
So Goodwill is currently in the process of purchasing one.
Whoa.
The 50 grand, is that correct? And then
stop.
United Beauties is piggybacking off the deal that we're doing and upgrading one of their monitors to the same thing. The entire fleet of monitors across the county are Zoll monitors now. Everything that is old, still like cloud-based, is still usable on the system we're using. The defib pads that we want to demo on Bruce are universal for AEDs and any monitor that we have in our system.
Right.
And one of the main reasons Zach really pushed to do this is, like every manufacturer, when they upgrade, they change all the bells and whistles on it. So a lot of the components are not compatible with the old monitors. So we had a choice of either stocking 2 different things over a course of several years, or switching all the monitors at one time and just keeping stock of one type. So,
But you gentlemen can say you have the first EMS agency in the state of Maryland to have this monitor fleet-wide.
No.
You're the first in the state.
Warranty?
Yep, warranted for 5 years.
Which is consistent with a lot of the things that you guys do.
Or just fix it.
So basically, if there's an issue that comes up with a warranty, then we can just put it in a box, and they'll ship us one over like 24 hours overnight. So there's limited downtime with any of it. And eventually, at some point, this has a modular pod design that you'll be able to warehouse pods, and then either a service tech will come to you to install it. Hopefully, down the road, we can train in-house people in our own logistics section to just do that ourselves. So you're talking from what was a day down to hopefully less than an hour downtime on a unit.
Cool. Very
Does
good.
it cover more than an infarct?
Yeah.
So it'll monitor all in the unit to the ER?
Yeah, it'll monitor, it'll transmit. We actually have the ability now with this one to compare dynamic 12 leads to static 12 leads, what you've previously taken all on one screen. There's actually an ability in this that it connects to a tablet so that you can have the screen in multiple places in the ambulance, so no matter where you are, you can see what's going on with the patient. That tablet will eventually have the ability to talk back to that monitor, and you can just enter in demographics.
Can it go to the ER?
Yep, the ER will be able to see it.
Really?
Yep.
direct communicate.
It's
Very
cutting
good.
edge stuff.
Whenever you have 4 hours, Zach would like to demo every component of this with you whenever you have 4 hours.
I would like that. Only if you bring Bruce so I can light him up.
Should
Who's our next QACTV bet?
We'll just do it in the QACTV, right there.
We can.
I would like that.
Okay. Anytime.
All righty.
Thank you.
All right. Thank
You're
you
welcome
both.
back anytime, Phil.
I want to see the new striker beds too, for the 400 pounders. Or is it 500?
700.
Really?
Wow.
Of course. How do you get there from?
Yeah, you gotta have a lot of manpower to get them up.
Yeah. Thanks for all you do, guys.
No, thank you. Make it easy for us, so thank you.
All right, thanks, gentlemen. Yep, you're welcome. Thank you. All right, Commissioners, 2 desk items to wrap up the items for your action tonight. Desk item 1, this is the Maryland Science Center is celebrating their upcoming 50th anniversary and advocating for an opportunity to reflect on the Science Center's meaningful partnerships with student educators and families. here in Queen Anne's County, and they are seeking financial support for recognition of their services and any financial assistance that could have a direct positive effect on the county's students by underwriting field trips for our students. So over the past 5 years, they've said that about 1,700 citizens have participated in a free field trip to the Science Center. So just a request for funding support for their 50th anniversary, if you're so inclined.
You gotta pick a number.
I move to contribute.
500.
How much?
2,500.
2,500 to the Maryland Science Center for their 50th anniversary.
Got a motion? Can I get a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion or questions on that? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? 401 absent. All right.
Thank you, Commissioners.
We just reused that $2,500.
Yes, sir.
Desk item 2, we received a variance request for the Bay Bridge Boat Repair Storage Building from Hink BB Holdings LLC, which is in compliance with the requirements of Resolution 2603, which was adopted by the County Commissioners last meeting. And at this point, the Commissioners can request comment and recommendations on granting of the waiver. I would suggest we forward this to the Airport Board for
I think that's
review and
what we're going
comment.
to do.
So I move that we convey the variance request over to the Airport Board for review and comment, and ask them to, our next meeting is actually 3 weeks away, so let's ask them to get us a review and comment within 2 weeks. That way we have in time for action at the next meeting, and if they need a little bit of buffer in between, it gives them some extra time, but.
Okay.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to convey to the Airport Board the variance. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 4-0 and 1 absent. All right.
And actually, I want to raise
Yes.
one more thing on the actions, if we can. There's the, tonight, they're having a open meeting on this solar field that's down Kent Point Road, where they want to cut down trees to put in solar panels, which seems really backwards.
Wetlands.
That's an area that prior to the state legislation would not have been allowed for solar under county zoning. And for those who are watching, don't know, there was some legislation at the state level last year that it took away local control. So the county commissioners have no vote on whether or not that solar field goes there. But, and we knew this was coming and that we would get them in locations we didn't want them. I think this one is particularly bad considering Queen Anne's County is one of the locations, the counties with the least amount of tree canopy coverage, and now we're going to cut down more trees for the solar. I think we should send a letter. I'm making a motion that we send a letter of opposition to the Public Service Commission for this project.
Yes, and I agree, and also, and we really need to highlight the issue with, and you did it with the tree, there's no mitigation program with this per the state. They can cut trees down, and there's no requirement for mitigation anywhere else. Whereas anywhere else you deforest for any kind of development, you then have to put that somewhere else in the county, no requirement for that. So a lot of bad stuff came out of that bill, and again, I don't know, that's
Commissioner.
We were asleep at the wheel too long ago, sadly.
Can we request PFAS and metal testing on the panels before they go up? Through an independent lab, not through the state?
I mean, the federal, we're not allowed to put up any obstructions to it. We can oppose it.
I didn't say it's an obstruction.
It is an obstruction, yeah. You're putting requirements on what they can and can't do.
The
which
EPA
is-
is concerned about pollution.
Exactly,
And-
the EPA has to look into that. The state legislation takes a lot of that away from us is the problem. We're preempted.
This is a kind of a.
This isn't the last one. It's not the first one. We had one right here in Roosburg, but nobody cared about that one. That was actually larger than the one they're putting down there.
It's not a bad idea, Patrick. I think that's something that we need to go to the General Assembly about for them, because they're learning about what was wrong with their bill as they're going along, and that is something they should have.
Can we put that in your letter? Our letter asking for them to quantify that?
Quantify what?
What I just said, you know.
Well, our letter
are
just
their
to the PSC to say that we just don't focus on.
Yeah. And
Yeah, that's
I'm
gonna be
saying
a
that's
different
one
letter.
of the reasons.
Yeah, but that'll be a different
After
letter.
10, 20 years, you have runoff.
This is only to the PSC on this particular
Okay,
project.
I'm just throwing in an idea.
Yeah, put
Think
something together that next time that we can bring forward, just put like your ideas together so that we can say, yeah, they'll send that letter to the delegation or whatever.
For having
Versus
legislation.
But I agree, we should need to leave this at high level, just saying.
Want to keep it cleaner so it has a better chance of getting resignation with the PSC. DNR has also waited.
Clear cutting trees, honestly, clear cutting trees should be a non-starter.
wetlands.
Right.
With.
Anywhere. Clear cutting trees anywhere in my mind.
Yep.
How many schools do they have?
Vote.
For solar, yeah.
Yeah.
What's that?
Call vote. I have a motion that I
All
made.
those in favor?
Of, letter of opposition for the solar field.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There you go. Okay,
Do we have someone who wants to say something?
Press and public.
We're getting ready.
Press and public comment.
yeah, bring it on, press and public. Who do you got?
We have Jay Paul Sutton, who we give an update, I believe, from down there.
He's our correspondent coming live from the town hall.
Southern Kent Island.
Fox
Southern Kent Island.
45 report.
Chris Pabst.
Project J's up there on the screen.
There, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes,
We got you.
All right, well, Commissioners, Jay Falstad from Queen Anne's Conservation Association. Thanks for the press and public, or thanks for the opportunity to speak for press and public comment. I'm down here at the Community Fire Hall, and I've just been listening to this meeting for the past, I don't know, hour or so. Commissioners, all I can say is that you ought to be extremely disappointed for a variety of reasons. The first of which, this is an out-of-state company, they're from Connecticut. They don't know anything about Queen Anne's County. They came in here tonight making all kinds of promises. I felt like they were very misleading. But the thing that really frosted me the most was that they scheduled this meeting on the same night as the county commissioner meeting.
Exactly.
Preventing all of you
Exactly. Yeah.
from hearing what they had to say and asking questions. I asked the presenter to reconsider another meeting where you all would have the opportunity to come out and question them just the way that a lot of other citizens did. I can tell you firsthand, the citizens down here do not want this project. If you can just give me one more minute.
Take your time.
No, I've been following the solar projects in Queen Anne's County for years. And back when Mike Wisnowski was planning director, I was very involved in helping to comment on Queen Anne's County solar policies. I can tell you, both at the county level and at the state level, if there was ever a plan to cut forested land for solar panels, it would have been laughed out of the room. The fact that this out-of-state company has come to Queen Anne's County and somehow believes that this is a good idea is a joke, and there's no other way to characterize it. So I reassure the people here tonight that this is not a done deal. This all has to go to the Public Service Commission for a final review. I urge the commissioners to submit a letters objecting to this. This is a bad plan. It's a bad plan for Kent Island. It's a bad plan for Queen Anne's County, and we should all find a way to be unanimously opposed to it. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Jay.
Down there wants to sell.
Anything else, Bruce? All right, we'll close press and public comment, and we'll scroll right into roundtable. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
There you go. Steve.
So, as we get closer and closer to our voting season, folks, there's a great piece that was sent out by the county that I encourage everybody to read, but I'll just do a brief, bring you up to date. We need more marinas and community members to get involved, but just in the project's last 2 years, we've taken over 12 tons of shrink wrap plastic was recycled instead of went into our landfill. So we're looking to have another successful season in recycling the shrink wrap. I suggest you find out some of the best places that you can pick these bags up. I know if you go to the Queen Anne's County Commissioner's website, there's some information about that. So it's for the marina managers, it's for the folks that have their own boats that are winterized with shrink wrap. It's a great program. You get the bags for free, compliments of the Queen Anne's County Commissioners. So get involved and let's just do something great here. That's all I have.
Thank you. Patrick, you want to go?
Just to add to what everyone else, Mr. Falstead was talking about, it's important for the Queen Anne's County people to know that the commissioners and the county unanimously was against this SB 931, and Commissioner Jack Wilson literally lived there trying to stop this bill, and I know Commissioner Moran testified, and I believe Commissioner Dumanel and Corcorino did as well, or we sent letters, but we were there at every turn trying to stop this.
All done? Okay.
Sure. So to kind of piggyback on where Patrick left off, one of the biggest problems with this, and Jay started to allude to it, is when this came into creation, right? This is the state saying, we want this green energy. That I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole with what a debacle the whole energy plan is in the state of Maryland right now. But specifically the solar, when it was sold as a bill of goods 6-7 years ago now, 2018, 2019 timeframe, and looking ahead, in the state, on the flip side, used to give us millions of dollars for farm preservation here in the county to preserve farmland for perpetuity. So in my mind, it's in its simplest form. What you have is our state of Maryland with two competing goals that run head into each other, that ultimately, what is going to be what do you want? Do you want to preserve land, or do you want to put solar over top of the land you're preserving? And that's the crossroads we're at. So instead of that, they're going to go cut down trees, right? I mean, one of the finite resources we have, Commissioner Corcorino's point, in Queen Anne's County, and we're going to cut that down in Queen Anne's County. We've got rooftops. We've got school parking lots and people say, oh, it's so expensive. Washington or Chesapeake College did it, and they don't have billions of dollars laying around, but they found ways, and they did their whole parking lot be. It's great for keeping the cars nice and cool in the summertime when it's hot outside and you're sitting under them, and you're harnessing the energy. There's better ways to do it for the little bit of gain. This is a 1.85 megawatt solar farm. That doesn't even, that is, and I'm not going to, I could say a lot of nasty things about what it isn't, but it doesn't even make a blip on the radar for the energy problems we have in the state of Maryland right now. But it's a huge inconvenience to the folks down there, and we'll continue to fight it. We just got to. We got to make the state know, make some calls to people we all know over there, and just make the case. What are you doing cutting trees down? Let's get it on Fox 45. They'll come down there. They'll blow it up, and that's the kind of stuff we're gonna have to do with it. So
well, what I worry about is doing that, and this is all part of the state. I don't want to say that they think that's far ahead, but if we go out full force against this, cutting the trees down and putting it here, does this give the governor and his clean energy agenda to say, well, you don't want it where the trees are, so let's go for the farms?
I agree with you, and I don't think they're thinking that far ahead, but I agree with you that could be the next argument. But again, we're throwing out all these other spots that you could do it, right? The school parking lot at Queen Anne's High School is as big as the area they're about to clear cut.
Right.
And that has no solar panels on it right now, right? So, yeah.
Oh, I say it's worth, if you had to pick between the two, you keep the forest.
Right, exactly.
I mean, but it's just a shame that this is, why can't, I don't know.
And there's bald eagles down there.
Yeah. So
yes.
So that we could go on for hours. So I did want to announce, and it looks pretty good right now, and I don't care what people think of speed zone cameras, quite frankly, at this point, coming from North County. And but right now it looks like we have a bill that may make its way through it's made its way through the House, has a good shot at the Senate, that we will create a speed zone in the 405 region of 301 that will encompass almost 2 miles. So speeds will be coming down there as soon as it's about a 6 to 8 month, I think, turnaround time to get something up and running there. But, I want to credit Todd and Shane, everybody. We got on a call with Will Pines at the state, came up with a good program. It will have a sunset on it, which I think is fair, because we want to slow people down. Once you slow people down, you don't need to fine them anymore. And that's just the way I look at these things. you create a safe situation. It's like putting somebody in prison, and hopefully they get reformed and they come out and they're a safer person. And my thing is, if you don't speed, you'll never get fined. It's very simple. Also, as Connie mentioned, I was at the Trades Roundtable this past week or last week, and so we got an update on the Career Center. It's full steam ahead. Matter of fact, I had the architect and engineer there that day at the Career Day to talk about some of what's going to happen. And right now, they're saying January 29 it will be open for business. So, yeah, that's great news. So before 2030, that's awesome. They were about a year behind based on how the funding had to work out for them, but at the end of the day, gentlemen, we all pat ourselves on the back. We're the reason that happened over there. The Queen Anne's County Commissioners were the leaders in getting that done over there, and believe me, the college appreciates it too. So, because it's giving them capacity, and that's the one thing they're looking for over there right now. They're turning students away, or they're waitlisting students in the trades programs because they don't have the physical room to put them in. They could double their electrical and HVAC classes tomorrow if they had the room. So, yep, good news there. And I just wanted to say, I can't remember who said it, that you had to take the MHIC. I've taken a lot of state tests. The MHIC test is one of the harder tests that I've ever taken at the state level to pass, because it's a combination of not only the trades and all that stuff, because MHIC covers a whole wide array, but it's also a lot of legal mumbo jumbo in there that you got to know all the.
I took it before they changed all that. Mine's from way back.
Oh my gosh, it was like 100 questions, 4-hour test. It was as long as my electrical master's was. That's why I was sitting there going, that can't be that bad, right? Wow, I'm telling you, sweating it right there down to the 3.5 hours in. It got 20 questions left, and you're like, uh-oh, start doing the A, B, C. But that's it. That's all I got.
Just to piggyback on Jack's comments on 301, we've also, Senators Brooks and Van Hollen were in Queen Anne's County recently, so they weren't here to talk about 301, but we turned into a conversation about 301, gave them a lot of information about the accidents and the citizens who have died there recently. That led to a call with the staff for both the Senator's office, and we've submitted for some grant funding for some of those at-grade crossing improvements, and they said, keep putting in for a little bit every year till you can get all of them all the way up. No guarantee that we're going to get any of that grant funding, but between, everybody up here and Todd pushing on the state and on the feds, trying to get as much money as we can and being creative of what solutions we can give for the citizens in North County, because it's unacceptable that lives are being lost because of people who decide just to speed down from Delaware to get through Queen Anne's County. We got to do what we can to help them.
Absolutely. Very good. I'm good. I'm good today. So entertain a motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.